with some perfumery creation, and we're going to be working on my older brother wants me to make something for him that kind of smells like Born in Roma. Um, he didn't say which one, so I just typed in Born in Roma. And anyways, so kind of what I've been doing lately is just using, continuing still using J-Man's skeleton formula for. Get my cool ambiance in here for you guys. Where'd it go? Oh man. Forgot to turn on my cool lights. Now I lost my remote. What did I do with that? There was water all over the place earlier. Something spilled. Oh well. We don't need LEDs. Oh, there it is. Cool. Anyway, so for a men's fragrance, he says to dose it pretty high in ISO-E Super. So he recommends using 62% pretty much as a starting point for men's formulas. So 62% ISO-E Super. He says a good starting point for Hedione 8C is 9%. And then he says that you should use some ambergris materials, such as ambroxan, Cetylox, or Fixator 505E. And what else? And he says Grisolva is another one, but there's a bunch of other aquatic materials. You play with them yourselves, but today for our formula, we're going to be using ambroxan and Fixator 505E. So yeah, I think he said like 1 to 10% of neutral ambergris materials. And then he says to use some kind of white musks as well. For this formula, all we're using is ethylene brassylate. And that's the only musk I'm using today. We're using it at 5%. Honestly, I typically use like 3 or 4 different musks, but for whatever reason, we chose not to. What else? Going down the line. Okay, so yeah. So but for to make your own fragrance, you're going to want to typically choose a few clean white musks or something like that, transparent, such as galaxolide, ethylene brassylate, habanolide, helvetolide, apolide, just stuff like that. Choose them yourself, whatever, to fit your vibe of what you're going for. You know, if you want a dirtier scent leaning, choose dirtier musks. But yeah, for this one, we're just using it. It's a pretty clean one, but we have Cashmeran as well that we're going to be using. This is kind of a dirty, I think it's getting a dirtier musk myself, but it's kind of a spicy. It's kind of like animalic, spicy, kind of smells dirty to me, but it's good. Like I like it. It kind of smells like a pelt. It's another one of those that smells like an old dusty pelt. And hey, thank you all 8 for joining. I thought that was a 0. Yeah, like, subscribe, all that stuff. What else was it talking about? So your musks. Choose some musks, and then after you guys, sorry, I'm screaming now. After you get your skeleton formula of your ISO-E Super, your Hedione, your ambergris materials, and your musks, then we're gonna start decorating it with whatever else we want it to smell like. So for today, we're going for the Born in Roma. So what did I ended up choosing like some lavender. Let's see. I wrote my formula here. I'll bring it over and show you guys. Okay. So here's my base notes. These are the materials the amounts that I used of each material. I dosed Fixator 505 kind of high. You don't want to typically use that above 3%. It's right on the borderline of it. It's at 3%, so I got to be careful not to go over with that one. So I'll probably do just under 3.3 grams just to be safe. But yeah, so we got some vetiver in there to decorate it. It's a woody note. Tonka bean, that's a gourmand note. Ethyl vanillin, you know, vanilla. Hey, Wild Dragon, thank you for joining the chat. Yeah, I know some people who love bluey. Yeah, so we got a little bit of, here's our sweet materials. We got our tonka bean, our ethyl vanillin, and then I think, yeah, we got a regular vanillin up here. I've already added all of my solids to my vial. Here's our mid notes. We got some lavender, some French lavender, some Egyptian geranium, patchouli. The patchouli that I chose is a Robertet Fraction B. I'm using a cinnamon bark from Eden Botanicals and violet leaf absolute, I believe. And I think that's from Eden Botanicals as well. It's a lot of naturals in this fragrance, honestly. And then our top notes, bergamot, black pepper, citral, and cis-3 hexanol. Bergamot, that's your citrusy note. You know, here, let me go back and explain some of these. So lavender, we all know what that smells like. Aromatic, herbal. Geranium's kind of it smells rosy, but a little more spicy and watery. Patchouli is a woody, dry. Let's see. Hey, Catherine, thanks for joining. Glad to have you. Okay, where was I? Patchouli. Patchouli's, yeah, your woody, hippie, dry note, but I chose a really nice patchouli. It's a cleaned up version. It still has all the whole richness and depth to it, the chocolatiness, but it doesn't have so much of the dirtiness. The cinnamon, everybody knows what cinnamon smells like. Not going to go into that. Violet leaves, man, that's a hard one. It's different. Honestly, let's smell it. I got it right here. But let me turn my camera around. Get back over here. Okay, let's smell violet leaves just to refresh my memory of what it smells like. But this is at a 10% dilution, so this is too high to even probably assess it at. But yeah, it smells kind of like fruity. It's kind of like a kiwi smell almost. Green. To me, it smells kind of fruity. It's kind of a hard fruit to pin down, though, almost like a kiwi or strawberry or something weird. But I think Jean, no, that's blackcurrant buds. But yeah, it's a nice note, and we're going to be using that in there as well. And this is, so I'm going to do another version of this same fragrance, you guys, but I'm going to do it with more natural, with what the fuck is happening. I'm making a cologne. You must have watched some of my fishing channels. I'm a perfumer as well, but that's my main hobby. But yeah, I fish out on the Bering Sea, but I also perfume as my hobby. So this is what I do when I'm not perfuming. But nice to have you. Just make deodorant. Yeah, I should just make deodorant. Smells all right, but no. A lot of people are actually want me to make deodorant too. That's surprisingly, so maybe I will look into how to do that. But I'm more into the natural kind of stuff. I try not to put like the aluminum stuff in there. All right, we're gonna get to blending, guys. But yeah, that's how you do it. So you look up your materials. Once you figure out what you guys. So these are all the materials that I use to make cologne. All these things here, these are all different categories. This one is like my florals. This shelf and this one. That one is my fruits and citruses. This one is like what is that stuff? My ozonic, my resins, my animalic materials, my leathers, my stuff like that. This one's my sweets. I got spices. This is like my culinary section. And it's all alphabetized. This is my musk. I got woods, all kinds of different woods. And then so you got to balance it all. You got to write. This is how you make it. First, you got to research all your materials, what levels you want to use them at. I use this website here, unguentarius.com. Sounds like someone's at my house. Hold on, you guys. Hey, my wife just got home. I'll be right back. Nope. Just a neighbor getting a dial-a-ride. Alrighty. Can you recreate Jean-Paul Gaultier, Le Beau, Eau de Toilette? Le Beau. I'll have to look into it, but yeah, I'm sure I could make something similar, something close to it. I try not to. I can't promise you anything's ever going to be like exact, but I can try and get as close as I can in my style. You know, gotta let my dog out. Come on, buddy. Good boy. Let's go outside. But yeah, I've made a Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Mail recently. I didn't make it, but I made one that smells super similar without even trying to. I was just making something that I wanted to, and it came out smelling pretty darn close to that, and I was surprised. But all right, I'm gonna get blending here. So we're gonna start with our ISO E Super, using this at 59% of the fragrance. This is a, oh man, I forgot I broke this thing. I got to get some pliers to even get this lid off. Okay, high class stuff, guys. See if I can do this without spilling this time. Last time I pulled this off and I spilled, which you never want to do. Woo! Nope, just broke some more plastic. Dang, guys, I'm gonna have to put this into something else. Oh no, oh no. This is bad. I'm gonna have to get a new bottle for this. That sucks. All right, well, so ISO E Super, woody amber. Does it end up being cheaper than buying from the store? Honestly, it depends on if you already have the ingredients and the materials to make it. If not, you got to go out and buy it all again. You know, it's like, is it? Then again, the materials all cost something when you bought them. So I thought it would be cheaper. That's how I got into this, because my wife wanted something that smelled like some Tom Ford stuff. And I was like, babe, that's like $400. I can probably make you that. And so I bought all this stuff. And then little did I know I was thousands of dollars in over my head. And I was like, yep, this is way harder than I thought. And yeah, so now about 6 years later, I'm getting to the point where I'm using a bunch of the stuff that I bought a long time ago, just over the years. And I was using like pre-diluted stuff. So I just had all these materials sitting around not getting used. So now I'm trying to do as much as I can just to use in perfume and not let these materials, because they have shelf life, you know, the materials. And if you're not using them, they're just sitting on the shelves and they're just aging and oxidating or whatever else causes the materials to go bad over time. So yeah, I might as well just start using them. I was using everything at pre-diluted levels and just not even touching my neat materials. So neat is what you call a material that hasn't been diluted. It's 100% strength. And so, yeah, I just had all my neat materials just sitting there. And so I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to start making bigger trials, and I'll have more samples to give out other trials, but I'm going to be wasting more product, but I'm going to be learning from it at the same time. So I don't know. All right, we're getting close to our 5.9 grams. Of ISO E Super at 100% strength. Woody, ambery. It's kind of like a fixative, some people would call it. Sticks around for a while. You can use it at super high levels and it doesn't alter the fragrance too much. I could probably put one more drop. I don't want to go over though. Here we go. Even though if I go over with ISO E Super, it's not going to hurt. 5.9, okay. Oh wait, no, I want 6.2 grams of this. We're doing a men's fragrance, so you typically dose it higher. 5.9 is what you use, is what, oh snaps. And then I kept going, you guys. Dang. Okay, now we got 6.3. Honestly, that's probably good for this formula, because I was supposed to rebalance my formula to have 62%, because after I added a certain amount of materials. whatever, 6.373. I'll fix my formula now. Make sure that it's, shoot, 6.372. Yeah, perfect. We're at 62% now, right where I want to be. So now I'll actually adjust my Hedione while I'm here too. 0.91. We're going to get back up to 9%. 0.92. Okay, so I need 0.92 grams of Hedione HC now. That's actually kind of a blessing in disguise that I overdose that. Not really, but it's not going to hurt anything. This is the two materials that you can't really mess up if you put too much of. Switch my gloves. Actually, it's just the pipette the tip of the pipette that would get contaminated. Do our Hedione HC now. This one we use 9% of the fragrance, which I said was going to be 0.92 grams of Hedione HC. This is a transparent jasmine note. Smells like a field of jasmine, like maybe a few miles away, and you're like, man, what is it? It smells nice. Just a background floral note that kind of just helps diffuse materials and add a soft, like floral note that you don't even really tell is there. It's more of a performance boosting. It goes with the, it pairs with the ISO-E Super, and they work well together. But yeah, 62% ISO-E Super and 9% Hedione HC. It's just the high cis variant of Hedione. But you got to keep it in the fridge or else it loses its high cis and returns back to regular Hedione. 0.92, close enough. 0.914. If I put another drop, that'll put us way over. All right. So now I believe is our Fixateur 505E. That's one of our ambergris materials. Thanks for joining T2 Fishing. Glad you came. But I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks like Breaking Bad type shit. Excuse my mouth. Do you customize? That cat up there is too cute. Do I customize? Oh, thank you. No, that cat is. What do you mean? Do I customize? Like make custom fragrances? Yeah, I do. That's all I do pretty much when I make these. They're all custom. If anyone has any requests, that's what I'm doing now. I'm making a cologne for my older brother for free, pretty much. I just make stuff and give it away to my friends. But right now, I've been stockpiling all the fragrances I've been making in YouTube and letting them mature and rest and age. And they'll just get better and better over time as they sit and they all blend together and just chill in a cool, dark place tucked away while they macerate or mature or whatever the fancy term is called for it. All right, before I get lost, we just did our, what note was that? Hedione HC. We've already added our ambroxan crystals off air, and I did 2% of the fragrance. So that's roughly 0.2 grams of ambroxan crystals at 100% strength. And our next ambergris material that we're going to be using for this formula is Fixateur 505E. Right here. This is a Firmenich material. I got it from Perfumer Supply House. Oh, man. Something spilled in that, man. I really hope it didn't ruin all these. But it was the same smell that I was getting on the ambroxan, but after it sat out here away from that box of material of my aquatics, it no longer. Okay, let my dog in. Well, I already have a dirty pipette in my hand. Let me finish this. 0.3 grams, but we don't want to go over 0.3. I'm coming, Andre. 1 second, buddy. And right Right there, 0.295. Perfect. And Fixator 505E kind of smells like it's a saltwatery material. It smells like seaweed. Come on, Andre. Come on, Andre. Good boy. And so, yeah, if you ever see something, I'm going to let my animals back in the house. Come on. Andre, Jax, come on. Let's go get a snack. Clean my gloves. Andre, come on. Jax, let's go get a snack. Come on. Good boy. Come on. Let's go get a snack. Come on. Good boy. All right. Give these little boogers a quick snack. I'll get right back to it. Got an auto feeder. Good boy. Hopefully my mic didn't cut out. All right, y'all. We back. Thanks for the holding with me. Even though there's 0 people in the stream, but that's okay. You guys can enjoy my, what do you call it, dialogue later. All right. Bow. Let me get another whiff of this. Yeah, it almost, man, that's hard to describe. Violet leaf. I'm going to look it up, see what the internet says about it. Violet leaf absolute. Okay, so violet leaf absolute. Let me see. Just give me a description. Green, oily, earthy, leafy, and floral is the description the internet gives for it. I can see that. All right. So, where was I? Okay, we got our Fixator 505E done. Now we're, okay, vanillin. Ooh, Cedramber. I forgot to pull that one out. So that's a woody note. Cedar and amber. Cedramber. Also known as, what is the scientific name for that one? Methylcedroketone, I think. Let me see here. Okay, where's this Cedramber? Need more light so I can see. Hopefully the stream's bright enough. Here it is. Cedromethyl ether, that's the name. That one's Cedramber. What's the other one though? I feel like there's another one really similar to that I get mixed with. Methylcedroketone. Okay, yeah, that's the one. Methylcedroketone is Vertifix, which is another woody material. So we need some Cedramber. We're using that at 3.3% of the fragrance, I believe. Let's see. Is that what I chose? I believe. Yep. So 3.3%, which is like typically the mean usage level. So 0.33 grams of this one. So then, yeah, so you get your J-Man's formula skeleton or whatever, and then you decorate it all the way the rest to 10 grams. So you add up your notes and you base your formula based on a 10-gram sample pretty much. So shoot, went over a little bit, but that's okay. You can overdose Cedramber a little bit as well, and that wouldn't be an overdose. It's 1 drop over a mean, so it'll be fine. You could chart it and take note, but I'm not going to stress it. Who doesn't like Cedramber? Okay, cashmeran's our next note that we're adding, and this is our cashmere, musk, wood, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes you'll see like cashmere wood. I'm not sure if they mix I don't know. Maybe it's Sidramber and cashmere to make cashmere wood. Who knows? But we're doing 0.33 grams of this one, I believe. Yeah, 10% dilution. So 0.33 grams of cashmeran at a 10% dilution, or if you're using it at 100% strength, 0.033. But it's a lot harder to get 0.033 than it is to get 0.333, you know. But you also want to keep your concentration levels as high as you can, if you can help it. 0.328 is what it's sitting at. That'll be good enough. Okay. I don't think I ever added my musk. No, I didn't. I never added my ethylene brassylate. Where's that on my formula? I skipped over that. There's no way. I don't think I did. I know for sure I didn't add it, but I skipped over it in my formula. So that's something to be careful of, guys. Make sure you don't forget to add anything off your formula. I've been talking a lot. So I wanted 5% of just clean musk, so I chose ethylene brassylate. You could mix it up and break it down into 3 different musks, or however many you want to fit into 5% and make a nice little musk accord, but I just chose to do ethylene brassylate. Didn't feel like getting that fancy. Just wanted a nice clean musk. It's a men's fragrance, so it's not really there for much smell. All right, getting close. One more drop. 0.513. A little bit over. Not gonna sweat it. Yeah, sticky lids. Gets all over your gloves. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Cashmeran. So now we're moving on to some of our themes of the base notes. So now we're getting into actually scenting our base. So we actually are scenting our base already because we've added 2% of ambroxan and 3% of, man, that's quite a bit. I hope I don't create that same smell that I don't really like, that I've done in a couple women's fragrances on accident. But I just don't feel that they fit those fragrances, though. I think they'll be fine in this one. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, now we're going to start seasoning this bad boy, if you will, with our vetiver SFE. I ran out of just regular vetiver Haiti from our last trial. So, yeah, going to have to order more of that stuff. I've added it to my cart already, just waiting till later on till I place my next order. Vetiver SFE, I think I used 2%. Yep. So 0.2 grams of vetiver SFE, which is just a fancy word for a CO2, I believe. Vetiver CO2. It's a cleaned up, high quality version of a vetiver. Okay, and one more drop. Get all that back in there. Every drop is worth money of all this stuff. Yeah. Hopefully I can sell some of this stuff one day, besides just making all this stuff. But it's all right. In due time, right, guys? All right. Vetiver SFE, done. Now we're going to add some vetiverol. That's another vetiver material, but it's like, I believe it's the alcohol from vetiver. It's kind of I want to say, let's see, softer, easier to work with, rounder, smoother, maybe creamier even version of vetiver, but it's just going to create a more depthful vetiver, I guess. Hopefully, is my thought. We'll see. How much of this did I want to use in the fragrance? Let's see, what did I put? I went and researched all this stuff, and it said in my studies to use it about 1% when used with vetiver, I think. So I don't know. We'll see. We're dosing it at 1% today. Wait, is that 100% strength? Yeah, it doesn't matter the strength when you're... All right. Vetiver alcohol. Vetiverol. And it's also a Haitian. It's Haitian vetiverol. EX, whatever that means. Ooh, that's nice. I want just under, so it's going to be 0.1 of this. I went through and tried to make sure this stuff's all IFRA, safe for IFRA standards and all that, guys. But it's also your responsibility to make sure that all this stuff is safe. This is just a trial. At the end of the day, this is a trial. This isn't, none of these are, I don't know, I guess ready to market. These are just like trials. Kind of like, I don't know, Bab's Collection says that he protects himself by writing for apparel wear only, so that he says that his aren't meant to be even put on skin. It's like, but I try to make sure that everything is safe for everybody, no matter where. There's a fragrance safety board that tells people what levels to use stuff at, so I try to follow those guidelines. But I'm also a beginner, guys, so keep that in mind when you're making these. Make sure you double check over all the limits and stuff. Okay, because at the end of the day, these are all just scientific trial and error fragrances. But yeah, research your materials, guys, before you use them. Safety data sheets, all that stuff. Okay, so that was vetiver SFE, vetiverol alcohol at 1%. Man, guys, I just got sidetracked so bad. I don't even know if I added the vetiverol. I don't think I did. Dang, I wish I could go rewind my stream. Huh. I don't think I did, so. Shoot, that would suck. I mean, you guys know what? Yeah, for stream's sake, I might cancel. Or can you guys go back and tell me if I added the vetiverol? Dang it, that is such a new mistake. Oh, man. You guys, yeah, I'm going to end my stream so I can go back and watch to see if I ever added the vetiverol or not. Total noob mistake, but I don't want to ruin my expensive trial here. All right, guys. I'll let you guys know what it smells like in a couple weeks. We've got a bunch of other fragrances blending, sitting, getting ready to assess. I've done a few trials since I've streamed last. So, yeah, we'll have some stuff to assess and smell for you guys here soon. I'm not going to be able to assess this fragrance for you guys today anyway. It has to sit and mature anyway. But, yeah, thank you all for joining. Hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And, yeah, don't do what I did. Always pay attention to what materials you've added. I was sidetracked talking to you guys in the stream. But, yeah, I'm going to fix this. So I got to go. Peace out, guys. Thank you.